some time now, no, the issue of the Chief Justice and as a suspended Chief Justice, Mahama Getru Tokonu, it has been in the limelight among for Kanwa Semuni Adie, no court, no ba. No sign the chini idea and assistance now no or prepare says should be reinstated as the Chief Justice any idea. Now recently Enebeto Oja said the Bar Council of England and Wales Ababe Kasa say at this point it was a President John Dramani Mahama Otimi reinstated the woman back as the Chief Justice of Ghana. No mudio manubetu mibutimu se na MPP for ne Mahama Getru na powerful when near Japan say at least abrochire for crying out say sometimes when you get vindication from the outside the whites to be on your side and I say you are winning the case intisana na akwa area den edi Mahama Getru Tokonu and that story ya acting CEO at the National Petroleum Authority lawyer Eduji Tamaklu what the ababetu just say ebeye ede ama Bar Council of England ni we say omeyi omanu ede efisa nsem we mu because asem we inform hu baby ya e na omun kan hu ne say asem e wo court a yenka bi yenka hu bi and nobody has called them to involve themselves in this particular issue and the lawyer Duji mu say assistant on the Bar Council of England and Wales no womun forget your mu they cannot come and force the president John Dramani Mahama to come and reinstate Chief Justice and the omoyenesa enye ye and assembly that so court proceedings is still ongoing and untimi fiti prekope wo ntina ukro mu na mbehye yen ewe yekro mu say yen reinstate Mahama no how as what you say na untimi say lawyer Duji is speaking on behalf of the National Democratic Congress and the President John Dramani Mahama said at this point they cannot agree to it. So right now it leaves us to ask the question, say, what is the fate of Mahama Getru? Because now can him say, Bar Council of England, New Wales, be a bit to me, some effects be and a bit changey, Mampenia, Jania, so the routes no moto in it's not a good one, yeah, there, but looking at it, I say, and shada and in favor of this woman, Nebeya and ka onkele the fight, na onji defeat, and to me, said the lawyer Duji, didn't sem no etuja.
Everything done by the president so far has complied with the law. First, my brother Vincent Asefua was the first to go to court. And in a very interesting legal submission, and for some of us, we have always raised issues. He went to court and said A, B, C, D. What was the ruling of the Supreme Court on the injunction? Dismissed. Correct. Everything that the president had done so far is to ensure that he respects the independence of the judiciary. What would have been the position of the Bar Council of England and Wales, the Commonwealth Lawyers Association, if the president was the petitioner? Imagine for a minute that the petition in these ongoing removal processes was triggered by a petitioner called John Dramani Mahama. What would they say? Due process, rule of law. In this case, the petitioners are completely distinct from the president. The president has a constitutional duty to perform. Sui generis. It's not a duty cast on any other person in this republic today. Only John Dramani Mahama. Like Pontius Pilate, you have the duty to conduct a certain thing. How come that in all of this, the Bar Council of England and Wales have not been able to cite any breach of any of our laws, be it the Constitution, a statute, or any rule of law or rule of procedure? It's unfortunate, very unfortunate, and I think the Bar Council of England and Wales must, maybe let me use their own words, immediately and without delay, withdraw that statement and apologize to the good people of Ghana.
In response to what they also said, they said immediately without delay.
Now, I am saying that immediately and without delay. they must withdraw that their statement, arrogant statement, condescending statement. But you see, I've learned something in life. When you find yourself in a hole and your intention is to come out, one of the things that you must avoid is to dig further.
And who is in the hole wanting to dig further? I don't understand what you are insinuating.
Obanyansafo, yebunebe, yenkanasem. Listen, we were here when we were told that her ladyship, the former suspended Chief Justice, had gone to where? ECOWAS court, correct?
Yeah.
What's the outcome of that? There was supposed to be an interim injunction. What happened? She wrote to the ECOWAS court that during this vacation period, they must hear the matter. What was the outcome? She had been to the High Court, human rights. What was the outcome? In fact, the court described the processes that she filed as blatant abuse of process. Vincent Assefuah went to the court. What happened? My own senior brother, Kwabena Bonfe and others, went to the Supreme Court with a writ, an association. What happened? Then she herself, taking the benefit that the Constitution guarantees her, yes, went to the Supreme Court. What happened? Which one of these processes has President Mahama interfered in? The Constitution, Article 146, and I'll conclude on this, is one unique constitutional provision that has received a lot of judicial pronouncements. If you recall, the Ghana Bar Association, carefully, seeking to circumvent this constitutional provision, do you know what they did? They issued a writ. The Ghana Bar Association, so an association of lawyers can also get the law wrong. They went to the Supreme Court to challenge the qualification, eligibility, blah, 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 of Justice Aban. You remember?
Yeah.
When they got to the Supreme Court, knowing that it would be difficult for them to trigger Article 146, they decided to use a writ action to achieve the very end of Article 146. Go and read the reasoning of Justice Pegan, Ejabe and Co. At one point, Justice Pegan even said, quote, that an association of lawyers, the creme de la creme, ought to know better. So, the fact that this letter is coming from the Bar Council of England and Wales, Commonwealth Lawyers Association, is a demonstrable evidence that even lawyers, regardless of the pedestal you put them, can get it wrong.
Commonwealth?
Yes.
England and Wales?
Yes. I'm so disappointed when I read it.
Significant association, important association.
And look at the timing of the statement itself. At the point